After every mass murder, calls for gun control seem to take center stage with the media. The most recent call came from reports on the American College of Physicians, who last month published an article calling for a ban on semi-automatic weapons. This sparked a response from the National Rifle Association. In a tweet, someone should tell self-important anti-gun doctors to stay in their lane. Half of the articles in the Annals of Internal Medicine are pushing for gun control. Most upsetting, however, the medical community seems to have consulted no one but themselves. And a few graphic responses from some docs, like this one. Can't post a patient photo, so this is a selfie. This is what it looks like to hashtag stay in my lane. And this one, hey, at NRA, want to see my lane? Here's the chair I sit in when I tell parents their kids are dead. How dare you tell me I can't research evidence-based solutions? Hashtag this is my lane. Hashtag this is our lane. Hashtag the quiet room. Joining me now, Dr. Kevin Bauman, who is the chair of emergency medicine at Pennsylvania Hospital. Dr. Bauman, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
With regard to this battle back and forth on Twitter, you've got a lot of very emotional tweets from doctors and I get it, they're dealing with this directly, but they're showing graphic pictures of bullet wounds, etc. In your opinion, does it help or hurt their original position, at least the American College of Physicians, saying that gun violence is a problem that doctors need to be involved with?
I look at this as a personal issue, as someone who has worked in trauma centers, spent many years caring for patients and interacting with family members who've lost a loved one secondary to gun violence. And I think as a citizen, we have the right and responsibility to speak up when there is an area of conversation that is personal to us.
I understand the personal side of it, but when you look at gun violence across America, the largest portion of gun deaths are suicides. And then when you look at the other side of gun deaths, you've got a high proportion of gang-related, drug-related violence. So if you looked at those two issues, that really has nothing to do with the firearms themselves. What do you say to that?
I say that I don't want to get involved in a conversation or a discussion about the right to bear arms. That's not what we as physicians are having a conversation about. We're having a conversation about the senselessness of gun violence, about what happens when someone is shot, and what happens to a family that's dealing with the grief of a loved one who's died secondary to gun violence.
Okay. Doctor, thank you. Appreciate your time tonight. All right, let's bring in I don't even know if I should call it the other side, but certainly the other side of the debate between the American College of Physicians and the NRA. NRA Representative Scott Bach from New Jersey. Scott, welcome back to Chasing News. How are you?
Hey, great to be back. Great to be back.
So, Scott, you heard what the doc had to say. He had much less of a political opinion, certainly more tempered and measured than what the vitriol we've seen on Twitter. What is your opinion in terms of what the NRA, as they responded, telling the doctors to stay in their lane?
Well, I mean, I think you just hit the nail on the head. Doctors should stay in their lane. It's just another way of trying to impact gun rights. You can talk from today until tomorrow about, the doctor's point of view with regard to firearms, but the bottom line is, if your life is threatened, if you have a firearm, you have at least a chance of stopping the threat.
Why do you think the NRA felt the need to respond? Why respond at all? It didn't seem like there was a political angle.
There is a group of people who has tried to co-opt the physician point of view to make it more difficult to argue against. And, my guess would be that NRA feels that it has to push back on this.
Doc, you heard what Scott Bach said from the NRA. Just a quick response?
I think a physician's responsibility is to care for people and to help the society. And if this is societal ill, then they should have a part in the conversation.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. Appreciate your time tonight. Scott, thank you.